I know, you don't have
89.5 FM, KZCT, OzCat Radio. Good morning. Devo was right about everything. De-evolution. They knew it all. They said it all. It's Vallejo Project here on a Tuesday morning, 7:59 in the AM. Welcome to fabulous Vallejo. It's a little bit overcast out there, but we know it's probably going to burn off later. But that's what we get living here in the fabulous North Bay. Whether you're going downtown to Georgia Street, whether you're going out to Napa, whether you're going into the city, or just chilling at home, we welcome you to OzCat Radio and Vallejo Project. We've got a lot to talk about today. A lot of stuff was happening over the weekend. We'll get to that. I'm going to try and get some call-ins today and some shout-outs. We're going to talk about what Vallejo Project is up to in your community and how you can participate and all the good, fun stuff that's been happening. But right now, we know that maybe you can be a rock star out there. How many people really want to participate in their community? Want to find out about that? And now, maybe we'll get a little Devo happening here in the morning. We definitely want you all to be part of what's going on. As our previous cut was saying before the top of the hour, Devo was right. And Smash Mouth, of course, their big hit. And what a tragic story about that singer at Smash Mouth. He was probably making still good money off the residuals on that song, but somehow let the alcohol take control. And part of what we do here at Vallejo Project is talk about wellness. And when you've got a problem, you can whip it. That's right. And that's kind of what we're all about here at Vallejo Project for sure. To make sure that you've got the resources to whip it and whip it good. In fact, coming up here in October, Vallejo Project has a VP Vallejo Project networking, social, and dinner coming right up. A way for you to mix and mingle with like-minded individuals to talk about ways to serve your community and also to serve yourself, because you can't serve the community and do good deeds as a good deed doer if you have found yourself falling down on the job. Everything in moderation, but hey, it's always good to keep on the straight and narrow so you can keep your head clear and be able to do things for not only for yourself but for other people. The Vallejo Project Networking and Social Dinner is October 22nd, 2023, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Zia-Fredo's, a great restaurant down there at 23 Harbor Way in Vallejo, right down there by the marina. The VIP tickets are only $75, general admission $50, dinner's included, and proceeds and profits go to Vallejo Project to help us with our ongoing efforts here in the community. And why show up? Well, we've got some great speakers here. We've got Jewel Diamond Taylor, who's a renowned, knowledgeable, and in-demand conference speaker. She's also an author, does life coaching, emotional wellness educator, spiritual encourager, that sounds interesting, and publisher of You Gold Girl magazine and founder of Women on the Grow Incorporated. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of great wisdom going to be imparted to you from that speaker, from Jewel Diamond Taylor. We also have Dr. Mylene Rooker, our resident physician here at Vallejo Project. She's been serving the community for over 30 years as a general physician, and she has got quite the story to tell of how she came up as a physician, as a young black woman in the 70s, wanting to study medicine, and not only study medicine, but become a general practitioner and give back to the community. A very inspiring story. And also Ms. Ebony Dorsey, published author. So that's the VP Vallejo Project Networking and Social Dinner, October 22nd, 2023, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Zia-Fredo's. We want to see you there. And we also want to make note that you can also participate in Vallejo Project participatory events. Now that school's in session, we have our tutoring. That's right. For kids of all ages, we have tutoring at JFK Library every Tuesday and Thursday from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's every Tuesday and Thursday. In fact, since today's Tuesday, you could go on down there, send your kids on down there after school. If they're not participating in an after-school program right now, here's a great one. They can be tutored on any subject they're having problems with, especially now that a lot of the lessons are online, especially a lot of technological lessons out there are online, and sometimes the youth has trouble just getting through the actual interfaces just to get online, just to be able to get to the homework lesson itself. So they can get assistance with that, with the user interface. They can also get help with paper homework if they're doing algebra, if they're doing math of any sort, English, foreign languages, whatever their trouble spot might be. Come on down to the JFK Library, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. The fine folks from Vallejo Project will be there to whip a little edumacation on them. We also have free transportation for seniors on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 2 and 6 p.m. Always willing to help out the community there. We have trained drivers to be able to take seniors wherever they may need to go, shopping, doctor's appointments, what have you. Free transportation, courtesy of Vallejo Project. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays between 2 and 6, but it's by appointment only. And I'm going to give you an email address out there to get your pens and paper and tablets and whatever writing devices you're using these days. For Jocelyn, JOCELYN, at vallejoproject.org. And get your free transportation if you need it. And we also have our music classes that'll be coming up. We have free music classes for the community If you are a senior or a junior, or you have kids in the house that are looking to do some music lessons, well, give us a tap on the old interwebs at vallejoproject.org. Our new schedule will be up, and you can find out how to sign up for free music lessons. If you have a youngster in the house who's maybe wants to pick up a guitar, is beating on the old, well, back in the day, it used to be phone books. My old drummer from the Rawtones started out as a kid banging on phone books and pots and pans in his mother's kitchen. I don't know what they're tapping on today. Now there's no more phone books. Maybe old CRTs or broken laptops, perhaps. But there's definitely an opportunity to learn drums, guitar, bass, piano, and also find other kids who are willing to put together a little jam session and perhaps even a musical quartet or so. We did have a jazz quartet that came out of our music lessons, and they were great. They played last year at our Thanksgiving extravaganza. And with the holidays coming up, we're definitely going to be needing some help at Vallejo Project for some of the projects that we are involved in going forward. We have our Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. We have our Thanksgiving turkey dinner for those who are in need, who want a nice hot meal in the Thanksgiving tradition. And we also have our Christmas events. So stay tuned here to Vallejo Project here on 89.5 FM, or just follow us on the interwebs at vallejoproject.org to find out more of what's happening. And one of the big events that was happening last weekend was the fabulous Haight-Ashbury Street Fair, of which I've been participating in for the past 30 years. Believe it or not, it has been that long. Reality Check TV goes out and covers that event. And of course, we were out there with bells on, as they say. We had the Northern California Reality Check crew there, Kevin and Shelley, who have been holding down the fort for over 10 years up there in Sacramento area, bringing all sorts of music and events to you on Reality Check Sacramento. I was out there. Danny from Reality Check was there, as well as Ace and Ron Skull Smasher, the Crypt Keeper. We were out there covering the event so we can bring it all to you and all the details, all the backstage fun. We also had a 50th anniversary celebration of hip-hop, very similar to the Goodfellas events that I threw with my partner Michael here at the Empress, along with our good friend Malachi, who put that show together. Malachi was there with RBL Posse, throwing it down for all the kids there on Haight Street with the 50th anniversary celebration of hip-hop right there at Haight-Ashbury. The mayor, London Breed, showed up to give us a shout-out. She graced us with a quick interview for Reality Check TV, which we'll broadcast right here later on. And she also did an announcement up on the stage to commemorate all the great music that was happening and is happening in San Francisco. And over on the Masonic stage, which is the other stage that's on the other end of Haight Street, we had a lot of good local bands, a lot of local guitar heroes that have their own little side projects. And one of them happens to feature a young man called Greg LaCicero. If you guys are metalheads out there from the Bay Area, you'll know that name. Great guy. And he has a little band called the Boneless Ones. You may have seen them out in some of the local dive bars. And here they are right now to grace us with Blood on the Street.
Cause your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. See, we can go where we want to, places where they will never find. And we can act like we come from out of this world, leave the real one far behind. We can dance. We can go when we want to, night is young and so am I. And we can dress real neat from our hearts to our feet and surprise them with a victory cry. Say, we can act if we want to, if we don't, nobody will. And you can act real rude and totally removed, and I can act like an imbecile. I say, we can dance, everything's out of control. We can dance, we're doing it from pole to pole. We can dance, everybody look at your hands. We can dance, everybody's taking the chance. Safe to dance, oh, it's safe to dance. Yes, it's safe to dance. We can dance if we want to. We've got all your life in mind. As long as we abuse it, never gonna lose it. Everything will work out right. I say we can dance if we want to. We can leave your friends behind. Because your friends don't dance, and if they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. I say we can dance, everything's out of control. But we can dance, we're doing it from pole to pole. But we can dance, everybody look at your hands. But we can dance, everybody's taking a chance. Well, it's safe to dance, yes, it's safe to dance. Well, it's safe to dance, well, it's safe to dance. Yes, it's safe to dance, it's safe to dance. Well, it's safe to dance, it's safe to dance. Oh, it's a safe dance, oh, it's a safe dance. Oh, it's a safe dance, oh, it's a safe dance.
Black seat coming through with the deck blasting. I'm locked out behind the mask watching the jack cash in. I'm greedy, I'm taking it from the needy like a genie. I'm disappearing the cut so we can't see me. My beat is cooling so low we can't identify me. I got 18 reasons in case he wanna try me. I keep my gun cocked, I got to keep up my props and don't stop. And if the table turns then I might flip flop. Then once again up and down it's like a bouncing ball. Is it the end of a soldier just like Mac Moore? I wanted to be a soldier on the block but I'm hot. I got to get the fatty before I get spot. I got this Cuban on the phone who wanna sell me about 2 or 3 keys. Cause I told him I be buying deep. But oh shit, what if he pulls a lick, a trick? I got to grab my shit before I slip. Now I'm ready to get the goods and go steady and steady. Hold the trick in case he read me and heavy. I told him we gon' be busting out the Chevy and steady. Come through busting like Teddy. Cause all I wanna do is zoom a zoom and a boom boom. And watching me think I'm doom. And I'll be outie like that. Like another day, I'm rolling them up on the jack.
It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
They done opened the door and let me in for 93. Now I gotta come crazy, cause I'm hazy from all the things that I be smoking. I guess Indo is it cause it always got throat choking. Not TLC, put my hat to the back. Cartwright coat with my REO patch. And we still doing this shit. Played our Bama weed and thought that was all it. So we dug in a heifer for some funk and got some dead body funk. Cause that's the funk for the trunk and motherfucker all the static. I gotta be like a corn break off automatic. To be a hassle, purple like they got juice, but ain't got no snapple. So here's a big for ya. Quit faking little booger before I pick on ya. And for jacking like some Mr. C and jacking, leaving jacking without they riches and if you run, I'm Murphy from the back. Have you seen Z's, not G's, and they're black? Try not to get stumped. I'm not a Reebok employee, but boy, I got many pumps, and I won't be sending chills through your spine. Just holler point shit from my mother. Nah. It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black. On this, I've been watching every day, binoculars on the closer, watching every movie makes. Now how should I come at him with a jack or a kidnap? Rush up in this house with my Mac and have a mouse trap. I'll hit his tonight. I know he'll have a shipment. This nigga's copping 10 cakes, he's gonna have the fit. I'm looking at my watch, it's 8:30 on the dot. Here he comes now, squatting in the 50, drop his sock and park him in the cut so he can't see me. I'm Ben Davis out in black tee gloves and beanie. He jumped up out the 50, got a duffel bag and briefcase. I walked up to the front door, then opened up the main gate. I creeped behind his back. He couldn't believe a loaded Mac. I just want the stack. He about to get his mask cracked. I stepped into his house. Is anybody in here? I didn't hear a thing. I tied him to a chair, then reached for the duffel bag and zipped it. It was 10 cakes. Now I grabbed the loot. It was stashed inside the briefcase. A 9 milli meal, a Mac, and 50 G's. And now I hesitated with the map and the safe key. So now I'm on the roll. I hit the safe for $1 million. A OG ballin' like this. I got to kill him. Thinking that I should burn this little spot to a prison. A menace to society, leaving no evidence. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
It's cranked out, danked out, others might be dranked out. But with me though, you're bound to get banked out. Always throwing up peace, but you like me in the leaks. So let the bullshit sheets. Or when I jack with my backpack, look for the fat gap, cause I might be a cat back. But oh no, we don't want that. Cause the post already trying to catch a with a sack or crack. So then I transfer to the villain on the under. Taking them penitentiary chances, ain't got time for no blunders. Cause then I'll be set back. Probably play with 25 to life with no mother up the slack. Somewhere on the chill, hoping I don't get stuck with a piece of steel. But I gotta go out like a soldier and keep treating it like fences. I'm getting over like Rover, so bow wow UVA. Ain't a dyke, but a goblin from the Frisco Bay. Keep on tracking her, you know it don't stop. I got the hardware on the H&R block, cause coming up to me is real. I even jack Mother Goose's jack for that bitch named Jill. It's like Braille, I let my fingers do the reading. Robbing blind and popping them with my Nina. It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
It's been a long time since I used my nine. You got yours, cause I got mine. I think it's about time for a jack.
Cause it's the Mr. C again black.
It's been a long time since I used my nine.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time. Been a long time since I rock and rolled too. Here on 89.5 FM KZCT. It was RBL Posse right out there. They were rocking at the Haight Street Fair on Sunday. And also the Boneless Ones, also starring our good friend Chris Contos, who's out there slapping on the skins right there on Haight Street for all you kids out there. I think we might have one of our resident musicians here in Vallejo. Hey, Julian, can you hear me out there?
Yeah, I got you, Hugh. How's Cannonball doing? Hello, Vallejo.
Hello. There he is, Julian Phillips right here, one of our local celebrities.
No, I hope not. Yeah, hi, OzCat. Julian Phillips here, musician downtown Vallejo, right across from JFK Library by the bus terminal and all the fun downtown.
And you've got some interesting projects going on right now, especially in the realm of gun violence. Speaking of breaking out my nine, I mean that was more of an anti-gun song, and you've got some great projects that you've been working on that are.
Was that an anti-gun song that was on there?
I think RBL. Yeah. I think you could consider it that. I think RBL was maybe strutting their stuff there back in the day, but it also brings awareness to the fact that there's other ways to deal with things rather than violence.
Well, you know, in the music realm, and then, of course, in the cinema realm, the gun violence, it's a topic, it's like evergreen in a way. Like, you know, they always get something out of it because it's dramatic, compelling, and it makes people like think. And so all the writers and the cinema and movies, TV shows, gun violence, gun violence, gun violence. We were watching Columbo. We got like all 70 episodes of 4 seasons of Peter Falk's Columbo. And Carol and I watching them. But yeah, I got my gun violence thing. You know, I told you, he was like, that particular thing is like practically 40 years old. I've been working on it most of my life because it originated with the story that I came up with. It is known as Gun Zero, OzCat listeners. Gun Zero, which, you know, it is what it is. And tell you all about it. Anybody don't know me out there, I'm Julian Phillips, Michael Julian Phillips, age 65 these days. And, journalist in California for 20, 30 years, ran newspapers, writing science fiction books, which is, of course, sort of how I got into it, writing science fiction. And you can find my science fiction books. But the project you're talking about is known as, by the few people who care about it, is known as Gun Zero. And, of course, the gun violence right now is just off the charts. And that's probably where it really hurts. And as I think Mr. Canberra here knows, I had some gun violence affect my life personally recently. I'm not going to get into it, but it was bad. It was a family member, and it was just every single gun violence that comes down that you hear about, and we hear about it all the time if you follow the news. Every single one of them, it costs millions of dollars with if you what they call prorate it to the dollar with the you know, everything from the funeral, the ambulance, the police, the investigation, the follow-up, the jail, the doctors, the blood donations, and you know, jail time and jury trial, all these things that come down. If you put a penny on them and how much they cost, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think the hidden cost is what people don't really realize, that not only is it a tragedy for those who are affected by it immediately, but also all the residual expense and cost to the community. It you know, when gun violence happens in the community, it brings down the level of confidence in the community. When I know Vallejo has suffered that with a reputation of being a violent town, and that was a struggle that we had when I got involved with downtown businesses and trying to bring people into Vallejo for, say, farmers market or music events and that. It had a reputation, and that reputation affected all businesses, not just small businesses, but large businesses as well. Made people shy away from coming into town. Even though we're right here.
Secondary cost for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And
I mean, look at the community money that they were talking about in Oakland, and the NAACP's really giving them a hard time. The mayor down there, they had, I guess, estate money, community money, multi-millions, and they need to apply for it. And they missed the boat. They didn't apply for it. They didn't get the paperwork. San Francisco, San Jose, some of these other towns. And I was asking, you know, where's the communities? Did Vallejo get a application in for that community money? I don't know. Who knows if they did? But yeah, and the business costs, like, bad for business. So my business not doing good, and I lose money. Customers don't come down, or you know, I got to have protection, like security at my little shop or whatever I got. It cost me money. But then I got in the habit with my writing of journalism is that if you follow the money, you know, how much the bullets cost? You know, well, they cost something. How much does the gasoline cost in the police car? Well, it costs money. How much does a police officer's salary cost? Even for that one incident, whatever incident it was, and we're getting far too many, and it just adds up. And then the families involved, well, they gotta, you know, they'll lose income. The mom's gone, the dad's gone. It's a tragedy for the taxpayer.
And that's why we advocate with Vallejo Project and other nonprofits here in the area to bridge that gap between, when it comes to youth gun violence, bring that gap between bored, frustrated youth and get them into training and positions where then you've got companies in town that are desperate for workers that are skilled. We're trying to bridge that gap between the two to give young people hope and saying, no, you don't have to resort to this tribal violence that you get involved in. Oh, he looked at me funny and she looked at me funny. None of that nonsense.
Yeah.
You're focused on improving yourself.
And of course, self-defense makes sense. There's no question about it. Everybody's going to defend themselves. But it's the inspiration, and they don't see a way out. And one thing I was able to do with the science fiction, which is what Gun Zero is I was projecting out 100 years and looking at gun violence 100 years from now, or, in science fiction land. And you come up with some really interesting stuff, like that's what Gun Zero, as far as the storyline, and to make it clear for your audience, is you can find information www.flimsywindows.com. That's my domain name website. We're still working on the website, but Flimsy Windows, like brokendownwindows.com, and there's a whole storyline there. And it's a film project, but it's more than a film project. It's a family type 2-hour WGA. Good luck, the Writers Guild strike. And it's a family style with CGI and live action, 2-hour story, science fiction, fantasy, adventure. And it's kid stuff. It's Disneyland, and well, they'll tell you that right off. So you're dreaming, they're not going to just put down their guns. But the project, I've been, look, if you got millions of dollars, call me up.
That's right. All you high-tech millionaires who retired to Vallejo, give Julian a call. We could get this up on Netflix.
I thought that was you.
Oh, no.
You told me you won the lottery.
Yeah, but it was only a scratch. It was $10. I'm telling you.
Well, that'll do. We'll build on that.
There we go. We'll start with that. So
the Gun Zero project concept is that we would make a film with the participants in making the film, the actors, the director, the writers, the cast, the lights, the sound, the set, and the PAs, and everything involved, where the people making the film would be survivors of real-life gun violence.
Yes, exactly.
And that's a trick, and I haven't been able to do it. And one thing about the gun violence movement, or the end gun violence movement, it's not very popular. People kind of don't want to hear it. And, you got the Parkland kids, you got the Mothers Against Gun Violence, you got the end gun violence in your hometown, and all these groups all over America, but it's sort of like nobody wants to hear it. So one thing I'm proud of is that my Gun Zero stuff, we got a whole bunch of ideas, and I'd be happy to share them with your audience right now, like things that you don't think of that could solve problems with gun violence. For example, and I don't know how much time I got on your airwaves here for the music, and thanks, by the way, to OzCat, and thanks to the Vallejo Project, and thanks to the Odd Fellows and the Vallejo community for so many things in my own life, playing guitar down here for a few years. But, like here's Governor Newsom coming up with several bills now before the session in the state Senate. One of them is proposing opening up a constitutional convention. And now we could talk an hour about opening up a constitutional convention, and there has not been a constitutional convention, to my knowledge, since the Constitution was written. They 300 years ago, they got amendments, and they mince it around and this way, that. But if there's opening up a constitutional convention, we could actually get into the 300-year-old laws, well-armed Congress making a law abridging the right to bear arms, a well-armed militia being essential to, freedom, and so open up a constitutional convention definitely one of them. And good luck if you're under age 30, because it'll take you guys 10 years to even start a constitutional convention. But you need to do it, in my opinion.
And that would be a good exercise for some of you younger folks out there, and older folks too, is to get into your civics lessons again. And always, of course, beware what you read on the interwebs these days, especially Wikipedia. We've all had the revelations about that. But do your research.
Yeah, you don't, but, when there's a shooting or a thing, those, you don't hear about them, but, I mean, it's either true or false, and these other things are more like opinions.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, if they're, with that comment about a possible coming constitutional convention, a lot of listeners out there might not even be scratching their heads going, well, what do you mean about that? So you need to get out there and do your civics lessons. You do live in a representational republic, and you need to find out what that means just to start off with before you can even have a conversation.
Yes, that is, a lot of it's just turning our thoughts elsewhere, because we reach this point where it's like we can't figure it out. He's got a gun, he's going to shoot, I got to have one, and now everybody got to have one. So finding a way out of that is turning our thoughts as American citizens. Civics lesson, good citizens don't do these things, and a lot of the shooting is not very good citizens. So,
Indeed.
But, as a constitutional convention, that you have to have 2/3 of all the states have to agree, and that means they take it to their state senate and have a vote. Do we want a constitutional convention or no? That'll take years, and they probably won't agree, in Texas and stuff. But that's what's required. And then you have to have 2/3 of both houses of Congress agree, yes, we want a constitutional convention. Then you have a constitutional convention. And when you have a constitutional convention, you can change the Constitution, and the right to bear arms can be reviewed. Now, that's blasphemy for, the Constitution, is more sacred than the Bible with these people, but, a gun in one hand, Bible in the other, but that's the only one path of looking at this 300, 400-year-old idea that everybody got to have a gun to shoot squirrels,
Right. And it's not a new topic. It's been around for a long, long time here, and especially in popular culture, and from ways that you might not expect it. In fact, we're going to take a musical cue here and reflect back on our old friends Leonard Skinner talking about that Saturday night special.
1, 2, 3.
Two feet say come. a train a-comin', it's rolling around a bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks eating from a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep a-moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away.
The Man in Black, Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison Blues. And that's where you'll end up, in prison blues. You're playing with guns, as they said. Your mama said, be a good boy. Don't ever play with guns. That's what they're telling you. That's what they're telling you out there. And that's what we've been talking about here with Julian Phillips here on 89.5 FM KZCT. OzCat Radio, your hometown radio station. And before that, we had AC/DC Shot Down in Flames with the great Bon Scott. And prior to that, the old Leonard Skinner, way back from the time machine there. Mr. Saturday Night Special. We were even tackling issues like that way back in the day. Don't be playing with guns, especially you've been drinking and playing cards. Like the old dead man's hand. You gotta keep your nose clean out there in Vallejo land. And that's what we're trying to do here with the Vallejo Project, providing opportunity, inspiration, education, and training for all that you got there in the Vallejo area. A lot of other great nonprofits going on out there here in Vallejo and environs. We have been working with local school districts for a while there, doing some training for kids, even more simple stuff. Like, believe it or not, a crochet class we were holding out for a while. More music lessons, photography lessons, teaching young folks how to use their hands in beneficial ways, and training for the new economy. And I think that's a big stumbling block, because the new economy is a lot different from the old one. Obviously, there's ways to make money on the internet, and a lot of the kids think that I'll just become an influencer and make lots of money, but there's only a handful out there that are actually making coin as a quote-unquote influencer, selling cosmetics or the latest gadget out there. But there's a lot of other ways to capitalize on the new economy, and that's another place that we're moving into with the Vallejo Project, not only giving skill sets for conventional type of employment like our carpentry program, but also looking to the new economy, how to make money online, how to do things from your laptop, from your phone, and capitalize on the need for content. Content is king, and going beyond just, silly TikTok videos of dancing, though those are amazingly, hugely popular, believe it or not. I think there was a study done where 75% of popular TikTok videos are just people dancing. But there's also a large market for skill sets. I was looking to fix something on my car to do with the carburetor, and I happened upon a video on YouTube where a mechanic, older guy, was talking about electronic throttle control. A bit of a specific thing, but if you're a motorhead out there, you know what I'm talking about. And he went on about how electronic throttles are governed by the ECM, the computer on board on the car, et cetera, et cetera. But then, as part of his explanation, he talked about a specific part made by a specific manufacturer that he was recommending. And, of course, very quickly, as the viewer, you realize, oh, well, that's his sponsor. That particular part company is sponsoring his YouTube video, and he's getting paid for the paid placement, talking about recommending that particular brand part to solve your particular problem on that particular part of your car. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, because you got to make some money off what you do. And that's not a far-fetched idea. Product placement has been around for years. When you look at movies, television shows, and you see specific products being displayed, usually drinks, soda pop, that's product placement. That is paid advertisement by placing that product within the scope of the show. So that's one way to do it. If you do have numbers on YouTube or TikTok or X, as Twitter formerly was known, you can reach out to products that may be within your realm of interest for your particular audience. And that's one way to make money without relying on YouTube to kick you down a few shekels for your efforts, or relying on some of the new techniques that Elon Musk is putting into X in order to make money. You got to be creative out there, folks. You got to be willing to extend yourself and push your idea all the way to its limit. 89.5 FM, KZCT, OzCat Radio, right here in Vallejo, California, 9:01 in the AM. If you're heading downtown on Georgia Street, if you're going out to Napa, if you're heading to the city, or just chilling at home, this is Vallejo Project. And we appreciate everything that the community does in order to keep up this fine community. There's a lot of good stuff happening here. There's a new downtown revitalization project going on here in Vallejo. A lot of the local businesses are involved with revitalizing the downtown. It's a nationwide project, and right here in Vallejo, we've been trying our best to get people to come on down. We've got our Thursday night music festivals. We had our Dock of the Bay Festival. Of course, we have our Saturday Farmers Market, which is always a good time. And all our great events at the Empress Theater. With the Oddfellows Hall, we're working on a fundraising events to get some infrastructure done on the Oddfellows Hall so we can start opening that up to the public again and having more fun activities. If you guys recall, way back in the Wayback Machine, we used to have a dance party there called Decades. And a lot of people still remember those dance parties. They weren't that long ago. And a lot of good fun, a lot of good fundraising for the cause. So we're hoping to instigate that again as we move forward. So stay tuned on news from your local Oddfellows right there on Georgia Street. And be sure to patronize a lot of our great downtown businesses, because they are the lifeblood of the downtown. They're the attraction, and they not only afford opportunities for shopping and dining and things like that, but also on occasion the employment opportunity. You could always solicit yourself, go on down there and see what's happening. There's some pop-ups that happen, and art. If you're an artist, there's art opportunities to display your art and sell your art, especially an art walk. That's right. Going to be coming up again here in October, which is right around the corner. Art walk. Reach out to the art walk folks, and all you have to do is just show up. Bring your card table, show up, set up your art, whether it's tactical art, if it's sculpture, if it's jewelry, if it's fine art, if it's paintings, if it's musical art, if you're selling old-fashioned CDs or soliciting drops on your Spotify. I met a great couple who was doing, I believe it was kombucha or cider out of one of our businesses there. You've got all sorts of opportunity there. All you got to do is show up. It's one of the only free art walks where the artist doesn't have to pay a thing. You just have to put in the effort, show up, set up your table, and hawk your wares. And you have a golden opportunity there. Not only will you be helping out yourself, but you'll be helping out the community by participating in an event like that and being part of it. Because the more artists that we have on the street there, the bigger it gets, the more people get attracted to it, and it grows from there. It's all about contributing to the community any which way you can, as well as helping yourself. So, speaking of October, it's that haunting month. That's right. One of our favorite holidays of all time. Halloween is coming right up. You've probably already seen the Halloween stores popping up in all those old abandoned retail spots. You've got, I even saw a skeleton band at Home Depot, for Christ's sakes. They're selling crazy animatronics right now. You can have your own spooky small world happening if you buy enough of those darn things. In fact, one time when I was living in Pleasanton, somebody had abandoned a Michael Myers life-size figurine that actually moved. It just dumped it in the bushes. So we took it home and brushed it off and got it working. And I'm not much of an aficionado for having spooky animatronics around the house, so we stuck it on Craigslist to get rid of it. You know, come and get it. We don't want it. This couple showed up. They were a huge collector of spooky animatronics that you can buy from, the Halloween stores or from the hardware store. They had a vast collection at their house of various characters from horror movies that were animatronics, and they were just thrilled to be able to get their animatronic Michael Myers for their collection. So, that spooky season's coming up, and we'll touch a little bit about that later. But hey, one of the famous characters from Hollywood's horror era, great classic horror era, was the werewolf, especially the werewolves of London. Ow! The late, great Warren Zevon.
Menu in his hand, walking through the streets of Soho in the rain. He was looking for the place called Lee Ho Fooks, gonna get a big dish of beef chow mein. Ahoo, werewolves of London. Ahoo, ahoo, werewolves of London. Howling around your kitchen door. You better not let him in. Little old lady got mutilated late last night. Werewolves of London again. Ahoo, werewolves of London. kind of gent who ran amok in Kent. Lately he's been overheard in Mayfair. You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor. Ah-hoo, werewolves of London. Ah-hoo. Ah-hoo, werewolves of London. Ah-hoo. Well, I saw Lon Chaney walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw Lon Chaney Jr. walking with the Queen, doing the werewolves of London. I saw a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's. His hair was perfect. Werewolves of London. Draw blood. Werewolves of London.
night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast, the ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrode. They did the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with their vocal group, the Crypt Kicker Five. They played the monster mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They played the monster mash. Out from his coffin Drac's voice did ring. Seemed he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?"
It's now the mash.
It's now the monster mash.
The monster mash.
And it's a graveyard smash.
It's now the mash.
It's caught on in a flash.
It's now the mash.
It's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool, Drac's a part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash.
The monster mash.
And do my graveyard smash.
Then you can mash.
You'll catch on in a flash.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash. Mash. Easy, Igor, you impetuous young boy. Mash good.
Monster mash.
our old friend Bob Cummings there, getting you back in the Dragula. And great video that one is, because our old friend John Tempest is in there looking quite spooky on that particular one. Check that out. Otherwise known as Rob Zombie. Rob Zombie with Dragula. Before that, of course, the famous Bobby Pickett with Monster Mash. Prior to that, Local Heroes, Wages of Sin, all about witch burning, and the Salem Witch Trials on that last one. And we're getting you in the Halloweeny mood there, because when Halloween comes up, everybody plays those songs. We figured we'd beat them to the punch and get you in a good mood there. Out here on OzCat Radio, 89.5 FM, KZCT. And we were just talking earlier with our local hero, Julian Phillips, talking about gun violence, and a great idea that he has is glue guns. How about that? I think I've seen something like that on science fiction back in the day. A gun that shoots goop, that encompasses you in a mound of gloopy glop, and will suspend the perp before, so he can be perped away to where they belong. Very inspiring and inspirational stuff that Julian was talking about. We do have some great organizations in the Bay Area. There's Guitars Not Guns, which you can look them up on the interwebs. Guitars Not Guns. That was a organization that I was involved in through Reality Check, the television show that we had on there for 30 years, covering all sorts of music, art, and events. Guitars Not Guns was a great concept. It was taking young people and sticking a guitar in their hand and giving them inspiration and lessons, and getting them off the streets at night and into the nightclubs where they can be doing some good, singing some songs about virtue and love and doing good things for the community. You would be surprised when you start going into the archives, trolling through your YouTube video or Spotify, and how many great classic songs that you may think mean one thing, but actually are quite activist, if you will, that are promoting peace, love, and togetherness. Not just the old hippie stuff from the 60s and 70s, but a lot of places that you would not necessarily consider, especially with rap, hip-hop, rock and roll, metal. Bugsy Malone Goop Guns. That's right, Bugsy Malone Goop Guns. I do remember that. My illustrious and wonderful and beautiful and talented fiance, Dana, just chimed in with that one. There was I don't know whether there was a kid film about that, but you also got to look in some of the archives of some of the great movies from the 70s and 80s that played with goofy concepts like that. Especially, well, Star Trek, Set Lasers to Stun. I mean, that's a classic. There you go. Right there, there's a concept. Especially since Star Trek was one of the cutting-edge films or television shows back in the day that was advocating a lot of the topics that we still talk about these days, about unification of all races, creeds, and colors, everyone working together for a common goal. Pretty interesting stuff when you kind of look back on Gene Roddenberry and his creativity back then. And also noting that that was Desilu Studios that did Star Trek back in the day. Desi Arnaz and Lucille Ball, a mixed-race couple if you want, or international couple if you like, and who was bringing a lot of great classic television shows to light, including ye old Star Trek, which was all about exploring the universe, but also about how all the different cultures of Earth got together for a common goal, something that I think we're all trying for, these guys. Then there was also, in the realms of science fiction, there was Zardoz with Sean Connery back in the 80s. Probably one of the greatest anti-gun violence movies ever made. really an incredible science fiction with Connery. Yeah, you should check out that movie Zardoz. We're going to take a little look at that in a second. A great, amazing film on violence that was done with a science fiction panache. And a lot of great science fiction films and stories were commentary on social injustices and social things that were going on. I mean, goes right back to Alice in Wonderland. What was that but hidden social commentary, taking what was the panache of a children's story, but making social commentary for those who would care to delve in and read about it. And reading is also another good thing that we tend to forget about in the modern day and age, and going off to the library and finding good books, which is another sort of a lost art. The lost art of reading and the lost art of perusing through books in the library is something that we should get up and do again. In fact, right here in town, I hope you realize you've got your own great library right down here downtown, the JFK Library right there in City Hall. So not only can you be part of the civics of Vallejo, but also go on into the library and peruse some books. You never know how well you can be educated just through running through some books in your local library and trying to figure out what you might or might not be interested in. And that's something that is kind of lost, perusing yourself through a bookstore. And we have a great bookstore right downtown, too. So get on downtown to Marin Street and check out our local bookstore there and peruse the titles that they have on display. And you might just find something that you like. And speaking of science fiction, let's check out this little number from a little group called Styx. Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
To you, his chosen ones, the gun is good. Go forth and kill.
Who came here in the stone head?
I don't know.
It is the only path and passage into the vortex. You will show me how you come to be here. Tell me everything.
My name is Zed. For Zardos, I am an exterminator.
Caution, caution, you are approaching the periphery of vortex.
Look into the ring.
Took a woman in his name, Zardos.
Zardoz was a 1974 science fiction movie. That was, hold on, Julian. That was starring Sean Connery, depicting a post-apocalyptic world where barbarians, the Brutals, worship the stone idol Zardoz while growing food for a hidden elite, the Eternals. The brutal Zed becomes curious about Zardoz, and his curiosity forces a confrontation between the two camps. Now, when I was a kid, I remembered Zardoz from The Floating Head, but actually, as Julian was saying, it is a commentary on gun violence. Are you there, Julian? Come in, Julian.
Yeah, here I am.
All right. So Zardoz, yeah, so an amazing science fiction movie, but actually an anti-gun movie.
Yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites. It's hard to find. Zardoz, Z-A-R-D-O-Z, with Sean Connery, about 1981 or so, but really 78. Amazing. Have you ever seen it?
A long, long time ago, but now I'm going to revisit it for sure.
Well, it's an amazing movie. It's incredible. Like, they have these giant godheads that come down from the sky, and there's all these, like, cavemen on horses, and every one of them's got an AK-47, like hundreds of them. And then when the godheads come down, they puke out all these guns, they want them to kill each other is what they want them to do. And then Sean Connery is one of the cavemen in the classic role. He's got a ponytail and stuff. And he cleverly hops inside one of the godhead things, and then it flies back up into the sky. And then he finds himself in a kind of a whole different spiritual realm, really. Zardoz, watch it. Anti-gun, it really, really tells a tale.
That's really amazing that we've got sort of that anti-gun message in a classic old science fiction film like that. It's really quite incredible.
Well, of course, Sean Connery, is 007 stuff. The violence in the film, the media, is not blameless in gun violence in America. If Netflix puts up 2 hours of gun violence, they need to put up 4 hours of platform, town hall style conversation for the public to deal with gun violence, including experts, police, doctors, counselors. It's irresponsible in a massive way, as parents certainly know.
Well, it's a real opportunity for anybody out there who considers themselves a content provider to sort of make the anti-gun message sexy. The classic 007 posters, always Sean Connery posing with the gun, right?
It's hard to do. If you're writing a film, and as you know, your audience can find my movies. One of my movies is very violent, Expendable, on Maverick Movies. But it's hard to do because as a writer, the guns, murder, killing, blood, it's always dramatic. It's a no-brainer for something that's going to hold your interest.
Mm-hmm.
Writing about nonviolence is like you can't really write much of a story about Buddha or the Prince of Peace. So it's hard to do, but I've done it, and I think others have. Gun violence in the media. We teach kids to kill without even thinking about it. The video games, first-person shooter games, the films and TV. I think they've done statistics, and I know you've heard of them, Hugh, and your audience may be aware. By the time your child's 20 years old, he's looking at murder and shooting and killing over and over and over and over and over and over in the media, so he gets brainwashed. And it's pretty hard to break the spell,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And that's why community-based organizations like Vallejo Project doing what we do to bring opportunity to people is very important, giving them a different kind of focus and a different way to think about what they can do with their lives. It's always a hot-button topic because we do have the Second Amendment, and it's all about that ancient tradition of self-preservation, but also what's happening now with the streets. Just in most recent, any news story that you hear is someone expressing their personal angst by going out and taking out a couple people, and that's a real issue that needs to be addressed. Where the mental health issue.
Yeah, mental health for cops. If you want to hurt somebody, you need help. And of course, like for example, the police. One of my things is like if the police officer uses his weapon, he's off duty. He loses his job every time. And also, he gets counseling every time. Those poor guys, and Kenneborough, they're very close to me personally, something in my own life, that, if he goes out and he's risking his life protecting you, and self-defense is real, the bad guys don't care. So he needs to get counseling that I had to kill somebody, I had to, and I need to get over it, and we need to help them.
Yeah, that's a big thing to support our men and women in blue and give them the support they need when they're just doing their job. And that's a big thing, too. So what else have you been working on out there, Mr. Phillips? So you've always got something cooking out there that's either science fiction-based or community-orientated. You've got several projects happening.
Well, the gun violence is a special focus, but there is a lot of other things. Right now, the T-shirts, with the Gun Zero, we have 16 professionally done illustrations from a friend of mine, very, very dear friend for many years. And they tell the whole story of the storyline. And I'm very, very pleased with the storyline, but it's really just a science fiction fantasy. So we're selling the T-shirts. They're in the mail. We got 10 of them, medium, large, extra large, some long sleeve. And they've got illustrations directly from the Gun Zero illustrations. So we're going to be trying to sell those on Instagram as soon as they come in, and I'm waiting. The T-shirts are going to be a good business. If I sell 500 T-shirts at $30, I'm making $15,000 selling T-shirts.
Oh, so you're buying coffee next time I come over. I see how this is. Oh.
Right. You never wear a shirt though whenever you come over. You, of course, as some of my friends know, I lost my eyesight about 2.5 years ago, so I can't tell how you're dressed when you show up, or if you have a gun. you can point a gun right at me, and I wouldn't know. I'd be sitting here, but that's a different story. So we're selling the T-shirts on Instagram for Flimsy Windows Creative. Content, cash, and conversation. Check it out.
Content, cash, and conversation. I like it. There's a great way to be... I like it very much. Very cool.
Well, the laser printer T-shirts, amazingly, you can take almost anything and put it on a T-shirt. So these are beautiful illustrations by my buddy from the story. And, that story, we've got robots, we've got anti-gravity ships, we've got sonic cannons, we've got, special purpose genetically modified human beings. Yeah, he's one of my favorite characters in the story. We've got the super journalist of the future, because it's like 100 years from now. And what are we going to do? How can technology help us in the future with gun violence?
Wow.
You mentioned Star Trek.
Yeah.
And really from the work that I've done on that, that's where it started. It's like ray guns, and Hugh, I've talked to you about it privately. And they, guns that make people unconscious instead of dead. Mm-hmm. Directed energy weapons, which now actually are coming into play with the Havana syndrome and things.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a big favorite. We need $5 million, and we don't got it. And I've been shopping it around. Disney was, we almost got it over the transom to Disney Plus, except it messed up. And like I said, the idea is to take survivors of gun violence, and they get to produce the film.
Yeah, I really like that angle that you've got where survivors of gun violence now can be part of the actual production. They can do lighting, they can do sound, they can be taught a skill set. Helps them to get over the grief, and also, hey, maybe even teaching them a valuable skill that they can now capitalize on going forward.
Yeah. Everybody loves to do that. Everybody loves to make films. They are just a delightful fun. But if I got a 15-year-old or somebody got shot, And, it's so traumatic. Like I said, there was something in my own life. It just is devastating, even a small thing. Even showing a gun in a threatening manner. Here in Vallejo, I've been here 10, 12 years. So to move it into a counseling environment, you would have, oversight of a counselor arrangement where it wasn't just hit and miss, but it'd be like a film school with doctors involved. And personally, I think that it could be a tremendous success. But, good luck, the writer's strike and so on.
Yeah, but you're talking more like sort of counseling plus being taught a skill set, plus being able to participate in telling the story that might help others down the road.
Yeah, you would have to. There'd be, you would have to have that. Otherwise, it would be a little bit of exploitive. And I've been accused of exploiting the gun violence and people would say to me, well, you're just taking advantage to make money from this thing. But the truth is, I've been working on this particular storyline since about 1987.
Wow.
Yeah. So Star Trek, and look at episode 25 of the original Star Trek, and they have this the whole spectrum of also Men in Black, the neuralizer. Yeah. The cool thing in Gun Zero is that at one point they figure out how to zap about 10 or 20,000 people at once, and they all are suddenly unconscious, and they wake up 5 hours later, and hopefully they're fine.
Just like watching TV.
What?
Just like watching television. I'll tell you, I think maybe they neuralized us already. Indeed.
Yeah, I don't know if I used to be conscious, but it's getting worse. Love the show, though. And then some of the stuff, the political stuff, talk to me. I do follow that stuff, like the Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the bill from Newsom again on special areas designated where they don't want guns, or they want no open carry. Albuquerque, about a month ago or so, they were getting a lot of shootings. People were carrying open carry laws, and kids were getting shot and stuff. And so the local said, we're going to make where at the park, at the school, at the church, at the tourist attraction, at the hospital, this area is a special area. We don't want so many guns coming in. If we see one, different provisions. They're also doing it in New York. And, of course, after they approved it, the judge somewhere immediately threw it out. But Newsom's trying to do a similar thing here. And, I'm a Gavin Newsom fan, for better or worse. And if they get that, the interesting thing is that if the community in Vallejo says, we're not going to allow nobody ever having guns over here at the public park, you're not allowed to do that. We don't have the right to restrict guns. It works backwards. Somebody shows up from the gun lobby and says, I carry my gun anywhere I want, and you can't stop them. And we need to have that right. It needs to go back to the local. And that's one way that they do it. And so Albuquerque, they're back in court, and that's where it always goes.
Of course. But I do like your angle of taking the science fiction world, and like with Zardoz and like with others films that we were discussing and TV shows we were discussing, to get different pertinent ideas out there.
Everybody can read the Gun Zero story on my website, and the entire 2-hour original WGA. We revised it totally about 2017. It's available. You can read it. I send it. I'm not too private about it. I'm no longer dreaming about the big bucks and stuff, but we have a business plan. We have a production plan, and take a look. It's out there, but I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, loved it. And where can the kids out there in Radio Land find this on the interwebs?
www.flimsywindows.com, like broken windows, flimsywindows.com. And the T-shirts are on Instagram for Flimsy Windows Creative.
All right.
And, as soon as they come in, I'd love to sell a whole bunch of them. The illustrations from Dan Thomason, beautiful. Dan's really great. And there's all 16 of them are on my website, and we want to sell those as well. And we'll take them to the the highest bidder, 3 by 5, 3 foot by 5 foot. So check it out.
All
Gun
right.
Zero. What is it?
Gun
I'll
Zero.
put it
All right. Local star Julian Phillips, right here from downtown.
Downtown round bound. Yeah, only you can prevent gun violence.
All right.
100 years from now, right?
All right. Thank you, Julian.
Thank you, OzCat. Yeah. Peace on earth. It'll be okay.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
U.S. Safety Commission wants this.
Mighty Black Sabbath here on 89.5 FM KZCT, OzCat Radio. We're getting ready to wrap it up here on Vallejo Project. We think a big thanks out there to local hero Julian Phillips, talking about gun violence and how we can prevent it and what you and I and everyone can do to make this place a safer, better, cleaner, brighter, nicer world. Be sure to check out Vallejo Project at vallejoproject.org. Be sure to check out Julian's stuff at flimsywindows.com out there on the interwebs. And let's leave you all with an uplifting message out there. This is DJ Human on OzCat Radio. I'm going to send a little dedication out to my beloved, my future wife, Dana, because, kids, it's all about the love out there here on OzCat Radio, 89.5 FM, KZCT. This is DJ Human. I'm out of here. Turning it over to our next big showtime here. Keep it local, keep it real, and keep it tuned to OzCat Radio.